glass and their fumbled bag there for too long.
It'll be more interesting than these quarterbacks.
Yep.
These quarterbacks stink.
Would be. We are going to talk. Welcome back to another episode of Going For It. We are going to save the worst for last. We are going to rank our NFC, AFC South quarterbacks. We saved this one for last on purpose, guys, because we know it's going to be terrible. Really not going to be a whole lot to talk about because there's a bunch of question marks, even with established quarterbacks in this. So it's pretty dumpstery in this portion.
I don't know. I think there's a haves and have-nots situation.
There is, it could also be some cans and like wills in the Bryce Young, CJ Stroud area. They should and can do things, but like, will they? We will find out. We are back at it. Let's start in the AFC because I feel like that's way worse. Let's start in the AFC. We're going to go to our resident AFC aficionado, Sourpuss Mike Thomas. Give me your rankings. How do you rank this dumpster fire?
So you say that the AFC is way worse, but they at least have one dude. They do have one dude. Whereas the NFC, anytime one of those quarterbacks come out on the field, the music playing in the stadium is the, dun 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 dun. That as they come out onto the field. So for the AFC, Trevor Lawrence, right?
You did that
Thank
good.
You. I accidentally started going Price is Right and then had to correct. Obviously Trevor Lawrence, right? I mean, yeah. By far number one. And I don't even like him, but by far number one.
You're wrong about that, but like by far.
Sure, I'll be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong about that. I get Ryan Tannehill.
This is where it gets difficult, right? This is where it gets hard.
Well, because you've got two guys that haven't done shit.
Exactly.
And then you've got a guy that might play like shit. I don't know. So Ryan Tannehill, you would hope, would be the clear-cut number 2 in this division. But I feel like he's that type of quarterback. He had a long career in Miami. He had success in Tennessee, but he's that type of player that you just don't expect to be that franchise guy that's going to have that.
Say what you said before.
I'm not going to say it.
You fucking say it.
I think he needs a bath. He's washed. He's done. Sorry.
Wait. So you're saying a guy with the offense of DeAndre Hopkins, Treylon Burks, and Derrick Henry at running back is not going to succeed in this division?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I love it. I'm in full support. What I'm saying.
Because unfortunately, they play more games against people outside the division than in the division.
That's true.
So
it's going to hurt them.
They play Jacksonville twice. They only play Houston and India a total of 4 games. So, CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson. I mean, those are both rookies, right?
Yep.
I don't give a shit. They're fine. They're 3A, 3B.
All right, I'll take it.
I don't watch college, so I will find out as we go through.
The only reason, while you brought up a good point about who's on the Tennessee Titans, I actually don't think Ryan Tannehill is going to do that great. I really don't. I think the way that team has to win is using some of that as a decoy to get Henry out there. To have a great run game and a great D is, I think, how they win. I don't think you could rely on Tannehill. So I go Trevor, Anthony Richardson, Ryan Tannehill, CJ Stroud.
Yeah. So high on Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
Is it, though?
He's on a terrible team.
He is. I think he's going to get stats. I think he's going to throw picks for sure. I think he's going to have some stellar plays that are like wow level plays where people start to see it. And I think we have a Lamar 2.0 on our hands. Lamar made a lot of mistakes early, but then won an MVP year 3, I think it was.
I think it was 3.
I'm not saying he gets that high. I think we're going to see a guy that can sling it, inaccurate, but can run in ways that are going to be like very effective.
Do you think Anthony Richardson is going to could like luck into a wild card? Do you think if
You know
Jacksonville
what?
stumbles like
Here's
they
how.
can, that he
Here's
wins a
why
division?
I'm a little biased. I listen to too much McAfee show, but
You
here's
do.
why. Jonathan Taylor, we're all forgetting what his ceiling is. His ceiling is best in the entire league, and he proved it, right? They had a very down year there. So same thing. If they get that run game going, and now their run game got a massive boost. Look at what Jalen Hurts was able to do with the Eagles by taking their run game up a notch, right? So
Mhm.
and they have Steichen who built that offense, right? So you could the story is not there's not as many holes as when you really start to add all those pieces together. You go, well, I could see how they could sneak into a wild card where Richardson doesn't even have to be the dude throwing all the time. The run game is moving so much. They're doing the Eagles kind of rip. It's all on that D. And I think that D has stuff. So we just didn't get to see it because, boy, the offense was terrible last year. The O line was absolute like sieve. You know what I mean? Like it was bad. So I think they could sneak in, and that's why I've got him that high.
My only thought is just that the Eagles also have some of the best offensive weapons in the NFL, and that is
They
definitely
do.
not what's happening in Indy. They definitely don't
No, I
have.
think on the Pittman Jr., Pierce, and they drafted tight end, I believe. I don't think there's a tight end of
Think so.
note that I can think of. Jelani
No, they
Woods
drafted
is
the
a
unicorn last year. Yeah, Jelani Woods. He was like a
I
unicorn. He's
know, but
like super
he's
fast and
he's
tall,
six
and
seven, very fast. They didn't use him last year at all. It was a very confusing thing. So I don't know, man. I think and CJ Stroud has incredible skills. I just think the Texans are still the worst team
pretty
in the
bad.
league.
They're pretty bad. So I am going to mirror everybody. Trevor Lawrence first. Obviously, it's not even really close.
No.
I'm gonna put. Oh man, ranking the team. If we're, it's a quarterback ranking, but you're looking at the team. I'm gonna put Tannehill 2 just because of what's around him. I'm not gonna like it. I feel bad about it, but like Derrick Henry, until he shows us he isn't Derrick Henry, is a top 3 running back.
Oh,
He's got some
I
wide
saw him
receiver
listed number
pieces.
10.
This
I
is
saw him
dumb. This is a
listed
stupid
10th.
thing. No, no way. He could be hurt and he's still like he missed 4 weeks and he could still finish in the top 5 in rushing. Like dumb. And then I'm gonna say C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson. I like Stroud's game better than I like Richardson's.
You know nothing.
I think Stroud's a better passer from the pocket, and that's what wins games in the NFL.
We'll
It's
see.
just my feelings. Those are my
We'll
feelings.
see.
We will see. NFC. Craig, we'll start with you in the NFC. Who you got number 1?
And this is my guess of who will end the season and kind of like
This is just your quarterback rankings. Who you think
okay.
is
Well,
yeah.
then my caveat will be this is how I think it will go statistically by the end of the season. Who will be the most
Okay.
relevant and best? Because I don't think we got a Super Bowl champ here. I don't think we got that going on.
Wait, Baker Mayfield is not
No,
going to take
no.
the.
It would require the rest of the team to be at a premium level, and none of these teams like have that. But I actually think we're going to see it go Bryce Young, Derek Carr, Ritter, Mayfield statistically, and Mayfield may not. Mayfield's the one that I think does not end the season in that role.
Yeah, I don't even know if he makes it to the season in that role. Like him and Trask are pretty. They're battling it out for that spot right now.
Yeah, so while I like what he's capable of, that Thursday night was so fucking exciting to watch. He's the worst at there for me. I'm more excited about Ritter just moving around. We saw a little bit of him last year, and Bryce Young. The things I've heard on podcasts and stuff about him is that he is so good at the game that he will figure it out. So like I'm excited to see the way at least the way he's been talked about of how good at like the IQ level shit, not just running and stuff. Like he can
Right.
put the ball in a spot. He knows where people are going to be before they get there. He's got that eidetic crazy memory where he remembers every play, every route, every move. The fucking thing we learned about Sean, the coach of LA Rams, where he can like pick up everything from
McVay,
like
yeah.
McVay, yeah. I've heard that Bryce Young has that, at the quarterback level too. So that's where I'm at. I think it's going to go Young, Carr, Ritter, Mayfield.
Mike, what are you thinking?
It's interesting because I think that Baker Mayfield was a good quarterback, and last year was so surprising to me. So I feel like I would not be surprised if we end this coming season with Baker Mayfield having the best season out of all four of these guys, or to your point, Pat, he doesn't even make it to the season as the starter.
Right.
None of those ranges of outcomes would surprise me when it comes to
Which
Baker
is
Mayfield.
crazy.
So how the hell am I supposed to rank him? So I think I'm just going to say nah and let him sit at the bottom and go with the unknowns on some of these things. I think I have to put Derek Carr 1 just because I think
You hate youths. You hate them.
no, I think Derek Carr is an okay quarterback who is still able to do stuff. So like he's the type of guy who I think he's capable. He's done it in the past, and I still think he's able to do it now. So I'll put him there as like a safe, low ceiling, very high floor type of deal. Whereas I feel like Ritter and Young have very low floors. Very could have high ceilings, very low floors.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll do Carr. I don't even remember what Ritter did last year outside of taking Mariota's spot.
So one of the stats I read on Ritter, which made me nervous about taking any Falcons player, is he had the most overthrows for like per snap of any quarterback last year.
That's good.
You could skip the gym
Ask
once
Jimmy
a week.
G. Yeah. So that made
You're
me
so
a little, or like
strong.
most off-target throws or something like that, on like based on the amount of snaps received.
That'll
So
be
that
Anthony
concerns me
Richardson
about.
this
It
next year.
could be him. That's what concerns me about him. But
Let's
do with
go
that what you will.
Carr, Young, Mayfield, Ritter.
Oh, okay. All right. Baker. I think we're all in agreement that Baker could do something or nothing. And somehow both, like you said, both probabilities are equally possible. He could.
And I think our
Go ahead.
floor is lower than nothing. He could just shit the
He could
bed.
just disappear.
He could just go out there
vanish.
and he just totally shit the bed. And none of us would be like, well, that's surprising. Like, nope, that's Baker.
Absolutely expected. Absolutely expected.
It's such a weird division.
Yeah, it's a weird division. He's such a weird quarterback because like he's taken one and like showed the promise, like Craig was saying, and like took Cleveland to the playoffs and did all these things. And then like sometimes you're like, he's throwing to the other team, right? Like he's got money on this game, and he
But
was
he
like,
also had
I'm gonna
half
throw
of
it
his
to that
shoulder.
guy.
He's had
he's had an
There's
injury
been some
history.
bad luck for this dude, though. Let's be real. He was groomed to be the guy, right? Like fucking Progressive put tens of millions on him, right? And where they are now, they went, shit, we picked the wrong horse. State Farm got Patty. We fucked it. We fucked it so bad. We picked the wrong guy. They got to, I mean,
Those were such good commercials too.
They were.
They were.
He's cool. He's good.
He is. He's a talented, less cocky Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel had all the
he was better
cockiness
than Johnny
and
Manziel
no talent.
on the football field. Right. But Baker had some football field talent. You can't win a playoff
and half
game
the
with
cockiness.
Correct. Yeah, and I do think, oddly enough, I think he's washed, even though he's younger than Tannehill by a lot. I think the game chewed him up a bit.
Oh, for sure.
He just got
you
beat up
see
in
the bite
Cleveland.
marks.
What's that?
Yeah.
You can see the
I think he
bite
just
marks.
I think he just got mollywopped in Cleveland. Like anyone that goes into Cleveland doesn't come out alive. Like you quarterback the Cleveland Browns. Like what Brady Quinn was supposed to be like the second coming of, this great pocket presence and quarterback
him,
and whatever. And like
destroyed. Many QBs went there to die, and it'll be unclear ever whether it was them or the terrible Browns or a mixture of the two.
We'll find out with Deshaun Watson this season. We'll see if he's able to
I don't think
elevate
he's
that
going to
team
do well.
into. I don't either. I really don't. And like, you take Nick Chubb out of that offense, it looks really bad.
And they
But
don't have Kareem, right? Didn't they move Kareem?
yeah,
Or
he's
I thought he
on
resigned.
the. No, he is a free agent from unless he like signed today. He was on a free agent list I saw this morning.
he
So
is,
unless he
yeah,
signed like this afternoon,
yeah. And the
he
the three
is.
likely destinations are Patriots.
Why would anyone want to go there? I just
I
don't
don't know.
understand. There's just
Dallas
nothing there.
and Minnesota is what it's saying on this internet
I could see
site.
the last two for sure.
Where the fuck is Dalvin Cook going to go?
Miami apparently has an offer out. Buffalo's reached out. I think Buffalo would be a good fit for him.
No. Miami.
Well, you'd
Does
see
the
him
AARP
twice.
have a team?
What's that?
Does the AARP have a team?
Mikey and his
I want it.
ageism.
He is,
So
right.
I'm gonna rate my NFC guys. I'm gonna put Derek Carr first as well. I just think you know what you get with Derek Carr.
You're both
There's
ageist.
security there for me. Bryce Young is gonna be second. I don't want to put Desmond Ridder third, but I just don't believe in Baker, and I think Tampa.
Baker's having a tough rip.
I think Tampa's just they're in a little bit of a shell shock because Tom was like, I'm gonna retire, and then he was like, just kidding, and this time he's like, no, really, I'm fucking done.
Right.
And I feel like, yeah, I feel like everyone on that team is just like, how did we go from Tom to this? Like, what series of events had to transpire for us to get this fucking guy?
That's got to feel bad. Like
It's got to be terrible.
Because you go from knowing you're going to be in it every year, you know, you just know, and then you go to the exact opposite where it's like, oh, being in it actually isn't on the table anymore.
Hold on a second.
And like,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, they are technically in it. Like, this division is super winnable, but like, Baker is not. He's not even the best quarterback in this division.
It won't feel good to have a division winner at 7-10.
They're not
going to feel good.
No, and they're going to have home field advantage, and they're going to lose in the first round. It's like you don't want to win this division because one, it's going to hurt your draft capital. Yeah, it's going to be the teams will want to play you.
Yes. Both of those divisions of the South, it'll be really fun for us. The only one I think could win the playoff game would be the Jags. I'm not super high on the Titans. I do think the Jags could win playoff games and surprise people. Ridley coming back. I think Etienne's at full health again. He's coming back full strength. I think even Mike said Trevor might be a dude. So like if Mike thinks it is obviously.
Well, I mean, of the 8 that we talked about today, he's the dudest of them all.
Well, if you're already better, if you're already the number one out of
shoulders.
that, you're almost in the top, in the second, third at that point. Almost. He's verging.
Almost.
Getting close. We know he's better than a few of these other guys.
Yeah, I'm going to put Ridder third and Mayfield last. I just don't know I don't know what Baker's got left. You know, Cleveland, like we had said multiple times, just kind of saps the will out of quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. And I just don't know what he's got left in the tank. I don't, he's made his money. He's made the progressive money. He's still cashing checks from them probably. Just not good. It's not a good situation. It's real bad. I feel bad about it, but yeah, it's weird to think that we could have a division winner at 7-10, and like that's probably going to happen.
We've seen this shit before, though. We've seen the 8-9, right? Didn't we? Or no?
I'm pretty sure it's always been this division, though. I feel like the South is always the one that like gets that team in, and it's like, yeah, they're fine, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It's always the South or the West.
Yeah, Tampa got in with 8-9, so you're right. 7-10 feels very possible.
Feels bad too.
The division got worse.
Yeah, and it's just I don't even know like
Christian McCaffrey left. You know what I mean? Like the best player in the division left.
I feel bad about the Saints still too. Like I put Derek Carr first, but like he's throwing to Mike Thomas. What is that?
Whoa.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
Mike
Not
Thomas was
sourpuss.
so good for a minute, and then we found out as a culture, we found out he's apparently an asshole, and it was like, oh man, this
And
guy.
he also can't play through any injury ever. Like he cracked a
No, he
toenail,
can't.
and he's just
He
like,
does need to be
can't
at
do
full
it.
health, but full health Mike Thomas 150 catches.
Yeah,
He
for sure.
Marioted
But
it.
like, what? Oh man, he did. He fucking did.
He did. That is a Mariota, isn't it? Or is it a
is a
Mike Thomas that
Mariota.
Mariota?
No, it's definitely a Mariota.
Don't associate him with us. I don't know what Alvin Kamara is. He could be
Oh, what a
suspended
sad
too for like
story. What a
being
fun guy
aggressive.
who's on a terrible team. He's
Super.
amazing. I love watching him play. I want him in all fantasy always, but now is not the time. That team is so bad. How are they going to get it to him?
Like Taysom Hill is like the first person I would think about drafting from that team. They just re-signed Jimmy Graham. Like what is this team? Like I don't
Wait,
even
Jimmy
understand.
Graham still plays
football. Yes, he played for the
What?
Bears last year and just
Oh,
signed a
shit.
contract with the Saints.
I don't know that
yesterday.
he has anything left.
No.
That's very mean to Jimmy, but like, I think you played when I was a young man. How
Yeah.
many years is he in the fucking league?
It's been a long time. James Graham. Yeah, he didn't have it with Seattle, and that was like where he went immediately after. I feel like that's where he went immediately after his really good seasons in New Orleans and Seattle. He was
the
like,
dude. It was him and Gronk.
he's
battling,
36.
Like, yeah, that feels a little, I would say, old for the position.
13 years.
How old is Jason Kelsey? I bet he's 36 too, but he's a center. He's 35. Yeah, Graham is old to be taking those hits.
Well,
I mean,
they can't get him
O-line-
the ball, so.
No, it's going to be so bad.
It's,
I think
he
we're
had
gonna-
167 receiving yards last year.
It's very, very few.
He
For
caught 14
more than me.
passes.
a professional ball catcher.
Caught the ball 14 times, bro. 14 times.
You know what?
Three
They
of those
must
were
be getting
tutties.
him- They must. I was about to say they must be getting him on a discount. I'm wrong. I think he's $8 million. Good for you, Jimmy. I'm actually happy for him though. No, yeah. It's this year we don't know what he's going to get, but the 2020 and 21 he got $8 million a year. Why can't I see 22? He was on a team. That's wild.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, that'll do it. That's all the time I want to give to the NFC and the AFC South. I don't
Fair.
need to spend any more of my life talking about these guys. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We are going to pick division winners next week, so keep a lookout for that. Very excited. Football is back. Today is the first day of training camp. We're recording that evening, obviously. So let us know what you want us to talk about. If there's anything exciting going on with your team specifically, let us know in the comments. I will do all the research and inform both of these gentlemen about what's going on, and then they will just yell at each other until we get to a place of conclusion. So that's what I feel. That's how I think. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we will see you guys all back here next time.